1. Introduction to the Napoleonic Code. The Napoleonic Code, formerly known as the French Civil Code, was established under Napoleon Bonaparte's rule in 1804. It became one of the most influential legal documents in the history of law, profoundly affecting legal systems across the world. This code was a comprehensive set of laws that sought to reform and stabilize France after the tumult of revolution. 2. Enlightenment ideals. The Napoleonic Code was heavily influenced by Enlightenment philosophies. It championed ideas like equality before the law, secular governance, and individual rights. These principles mirrored the broader socio-political changes occurring during the Age of Enlightenment, making the code a progressive model at the time. 3. Equality and liberty. A hallmark of the Napoleonic Code was its commitment to equality. It abolished feudal rights and privileges, aiming to create a more just society. This concept of liberty was unprecedented, setting new standards for future legislative efforts in other nations. 4. Structure of society. Before the Napoleonic Code, French society was structured around a feudal hierarchy. The code dismantled these traditional structures, paving the way for a society built on merit rather than birthright. This shift was pivotal in redefining class structures and social mobility. 5. Property rights. The Napoleonic Code introduced key reforms in property law, emphasizing the protection of private property. This was significant in promoting economic stability and growth, as secure property rights inspired confidence and fostered investment and entrepreneurship. 6. Legal certainty and accessibility. One of the code's triumphs was its clarity and accessibility. It organized and simplified the legal framework, making it understandable for the average citizen, which was a drastic change from the complex and often contradictory fabric of laws that preceded it. 7. Influence on family law. The Napoleonic Code also made notable contributions to family law. It established legal stipulations regarding marriage, divorce, and the rights of children, marking a progressive shift towards more structured personal relations that balanced both individual and state interests. 8. Standardization of laws across France. Prior to the Napoleonic Code, France had legal systems varying by region. The code standardized laws and enforced them uniformly across the nation, which was instrumental in unifying France under a single legal framework. 9. The role of judges. The Napoleonic Code limited the power of judges by reducing the influence of judicial precedent. This was intended to ensure that laws were applied consistently and did not vary significantly due to personal interpretations by judges. 10. Expansion beyond France. The international impact of the Napoleonic Code cannot be overstated. It served as a template for legal reforms in many countries across Europe and Latin America, effectively spreading the concepts of codified civil law worldwide. 11. Impact on modern legal systems. The concepts outlined in the Napoleonic Code continue to influence modern legal systems. Many countries have adapted and expanded upon these principles to align with contemporary societal values and norms. 12. Balancing rights and duties. The code emphasized not only the rights of individuals, but also their duties to society. This balance between personal liberty and societal responsibility was a key consideration in the code, aiming to foster a sense of civic duty. 13. Civic nationalism. Intrinsically linked to the rise of civic nationalism, the Napoleonic Code promoted the idea of a nation governed by laws rather than royal decree. It fostered a national identity grounded in legal equality and unity. 14. Economic liberalism. By safeguarding private property and promoting free market principles, the Napoleonic Code laid the groundwork for economic liberalism. This legislative perspective supported economic growth and development in France and other adopting nations. 15. Educational reforms. Interestingly, the reforms brought by the code extended into education. It set precedents for state involvement in schools, aiming to educate citizens to understand and participate in civic life. 16. Military reforms. Napoleon applied principles from the Code to military reforms, emphasizing discipline and hierarchy while ensuring that advancement was based on merit rather than nobility, reflecting the Code's values of equality and performance. 17. Codification leads to simplicity. The act of codification itself brought simplicity and coherence to what had been a tangled and inconsistent body of law, allowing for easier interpretation and application of laws for domestic and international purposes. 18. Criticisms and challenges. Although the Napoleonic Code was progressive, it faced criticism. Some argued that it favored paternalistic principles and lacked sufficient protections for women and minorities, reflecting the era's social norms. 19. Evolution over time. As societies evolved, so too did interpretations and applications of the Napoleonic Code, necessitating adaptations to suit contemporary issues such as human rights and equality advancements. 20. Religious influence and secularism. The Code also represented a shift towards secular governance, reducing the influence of religious institutions in matters of state, which was revolutionary in countries where church and state had traditionally been intertwined. 21. Systems of succession. The Napoleonic Code established a uniform system of inheritance and succession laws, which helped eliminate disputes and harmonize family property arrangements across regions. 22. Empirical influence of Napoleon. Napoleon's administrative prowess and centralization of power were mirrored in the Code, showcasing his influence in shaping law to serve a unified and controlled state mechanism. 23. Enduring legacy. The lasting legacy of the Napoleonic Code is evident in the number of legal systems worldwide that have drawn inspiration from its principles, modifying them to meet diverse cultural and legal demands. 24. Women and legal status. While progressive in many areas, the Napoleonic Code fell short of ensuring gender equality. It imposed legal restrictions on women, particularly concerning property and marital rights, highlighting the ambiguity of Enlightenment ideas in practice. 25. Influence on civil rights. The Code inspired future civil rights movements by codifying the concept of legal equality, which activists used as a reference point in advocating for extended civil liberties. 26. Napoleon's vision. At its heart, the Napoleonic Code was a reflection of Napoleon's vision of efficient, centralized governance and national unity, embodying the synthesis of revolution ideals with practical governance. 27. Reconciliation with traditional laws. Merging old and new, the Code maintained continuity with some traditional laws, finding a balance that facilitated smooth implementation across diverse cultural landscapes. 28. National versus international law. The Code's application demonstrated distinctions between national sovereignty and the influence of international norms, as it reconciled domestic laws with cross-border legal standards.